Progress.
Hey guys, so how to find clients for accounting services. I'm going to give you some fast and effective strategies. So if you're struggling to go and get clients for your accounting services, you're not alone. Now, most accountants rely on word of mouth, but there are faster, more predictable ways to bring in clients. And in this video, I'm going to show you what are the best strategies, both from a free perspective as well as a paid perspective, so you can start, really growing your practice and really being in more control of your income and your future. Now, if you stick around to the end, I'm going to share some of my personal favorite strategies to bring in premium clients on autopilot. So stick around to the end to see that. Now, also, if you want some help growing your accounting firm, maybe you've been trying to grow, it's just not quite going the way that you want, or maybe you're thinking about starting and you just want to have the best, most complete path to start, go ahead and click the link inside the description above or below the video to book a call myself, see if I can help you inside of our mentorship program. Okay, so let's attack this thing. So why is getting clients the biggest challenge for accountants? It's usually a challenge because it's not always about how good you are. So a lot of accountants they'll be okay, I either have enough experience or don't have enough experience, and everything is focused on I can do this, I know how to do this skill set, I know how to do CFO services, I know how to do bookkeeping, I know how to do tax, I know how to do tax planning, and it's that's not really the most important aspect to getting clients. That's one aspect, and that can, in a lot of cases, cause the people who are talking to you to want to pay you more, but that is not really what's going to get you the clients, right? It's really about learning how to get in front of the right amount of new people. So in this video, really the first thing that we're going to talk about is leveraging free strategies. So I'm just going to kind of touch over them just briefly, and then at the end we're going to be kind of combining both, right? Because there's a lot of different strategies that we have to kind of touch on, so I don't want to get too bogged down with each one. So number one, networking in LinkedIn and Facebook groups. So learning how to engage with ideal prospects to answer either tax questions, bookkeeping questions, or provide value before you start actually trying to reach out and pitch. That actually is a very effective methodology. It's more of a short-term and a long-term residual type of strategy, right? Because in the short term, you're going to get some people that you've answered their questions to want to hop on a call and then work with you. But then also on the residual side, a number of those people who you help today are going to reach out to you 6 months, a year, 2 years from now, right? That's one way that I really started growing both of my businesses, where I really learned how to add value inside these different communities. And then even today, 10 years later, I still have people who's hey, you answered one of my questions in a group 5 years ago. And it's oh, cool. It's really, really effective. Now, next thing is going to be optimizing your LinkedIn profile. So in a lot of cases, people have a LinkedIn profile that kind of showcases their past job. Now, if you have accounting experience, you worked in a lot of either accounting or finance positions, it can still get you clients. Don't get me wrong. It's just on average, you're not really going to attract the right amount of people or the right percentage of people because they're going to assume that you're still working a job. Now, if you're working a job currently and you're unable to optimize your LinkedIn profile, there are still some other things we can do, and we talk about that inside of our mentorship program. But at the very least, if you have accounting experience, if you have job experience inside of accounting, okay, you can leave your profile relatively the same, so you don't get fired from your current job. Now, next thing, referrals from business owners and CPAs. Now, if you're unable to really attack and utilize your LinkedIn profile in the way that we're kind of talking about with optimizing and changing it, then learning how to go and get individuals both in the local area and online to send you high quality clients is a very good option for you to do. Now, one thing that I like doing is I like going after other types of accounting professionals, whether that's forensic accountants, whether that's chief financial officers, whether that's CPAs, whether that's other bookkeepers, accountants, anyone that potentially could either do similar services or do different services within that. So let's say I'm only doing monthly accounting work. I could go after people that do taxes as referral partners, because oftentimes if they're doing business taxes, those same people are going to have a business, they're going to need monthly accounting services. And a lot of different tax preparers and CPAs don't really like offering the monthly services. They like offering the tax services. Now you might be asking why would someone maybe want to refer me the monthly services? Well, number one, if they don't know how to price out their services, they're not really charging amounts of money that actually make it worth it for them to do monthly accounting services. Number two, oftentimes they have this lingering fear in the back of their mind. They need to be an all-in-one solution. But if they don't like offering bookkeeping, they oftentimes are kind of like fighting this like mental battle. Like, well, I need to do it, but I don't want to. And if I don't, then someone's going to come and steal them as a client who can do all the services. So they partner with you, and you basically have an agreement in place. So you're not going to take the client on for the tax services. So they get to maintain their clients and only focus on the services that they really enjoy without having to worry about, like taking on too many additional services or losing clients to the competition. Next thing, learning to speak at business events and webinars. So learning to teach small business owners how to save on either taxes or improve on their cash flow, or just do local seminars like your local SBDC, your local, if there are any local incubator kind of places. So for example, where I live, there is something called Spark. It's basically for like entrepreneurs that are starting like tech startups, right? It's like sparking their business, helping them like go and get like funding. Now, speaking at places like those where the business owners are actually looking to grow and they're actually looking to learn more about improving their business is extremely helpful, because not only do they listen to you, but they see you above them because you're standing on stage. They also see you as an expert, because if this venue gave you the credibility to be able to speak on that stage, the transfer of the credibility comes to you, and now people want to work with you. It's very, very interesting. It's very next level. Like, if you could just schedule out like 1 to 2 different of these events per month, you're golden. I had a student who basically what he did was he basically had 4 different groups within his target market, and he's scheduled to do speaking events with them for once a quarter. So 4 times 4, he did 16. Each one of those events gave him between 1 to 2 clients that paid him about $750 per month. So it can work very effectively if you're very good at doing it. Now, if you don't know how to schedule these events, we can definitely help you inside our mentorship program, or I could also give you what your script should be when you're actually doing those presentations. Sometimes you can get like the presentation but you don't know what to say, and like we'll just give you that as well. Next thing, Google My Business and local SEO. So this one, it can be effective. It's more of like, it doesn't hurt, but it's not the most effective. So having like your business on like Google My Business, where someone types in accountant near me, your name pops up. Now that, again, it's not bad. It's like, it's better than nothing, but it's not the main thing I do. I do to augment the other free methodologies that are like right there. Cool. Next thing, so paid strategies to start growing faster. Now, one thing that I like doing after you have some money from your existing clients, and after like you have, it's really about if you have control. So when I say control, let's say for example that I know I send out 100 messages on Facebook to 100 different business owners. I got 3 of them to sign up with me. I know that this kind of person on the phone responds to these words. I know this specific industry responds to me the best. I know that if I talk to enough of these industry people, they're going to be paying me around this price point. Okay, when I have that level of insight, control, and just understanding of my market and who I'm talking to in my sales process, then I'm ready to start running advertisements. So what you can do to start running advertisements, number 1, really understand Facebook and Instagram ads. So learning how to target the interests of either small business owners or the demographics of small business owners to get them to want to like see your ads. So that can be like setting out to like real estate investors or e-commerce sellers, right? Those are some pretty common niches a lot of people do, even construction, right? Where you can literally go inside the Facebook targeting. It'll ask you, what are the interests of the people that you want to target? Now, it is kind of tough because in some cases you might have to work backwards. And if you're doing more of an all-inclusive like niche where it's like you do as many niches as possible, it can be harder. That's another reason why I said like you want to wait until you know like who responds the best to you, because then you can just do job demographic title for your targeting, and then you're going to be able to go. So like Facebook ads really work well if you have a very specific niche of people. So let's say for example, if you want to go after construction companies, Facebook ads will be really good at doing that. Then if you want to go and add in like restaurants, Facebook can do that. If you want to go add in real estate agents, you can go and add that. But if you try and do like a very agnostic search, just a general search, it can be a little bit challenging. Both in the short term and the long run to really get results. Because the way that Facebook ads work is that they're actually supposed to optimize over time. They have what's called a Facebook pixel, which is basically like this It's basically like this tracking code that tells Facebook every single time that a positive interaction happens on your website. So the more positive interactions that you have, the more Facebook's like, okay, so the next time I'm going to send this ad to someone who's already predisposed to match the past positive actions is like who I'm going to be trying to target the most. So if I know who that is within accountants, within restaurants, within real estate agents, they're going to be able to match you with those people a lot faster. So they get better over time and you get more efficient over time in most cases. Next thing, you can try Google Ads. So I like doing what's called Google Search Ads. So basically, it's like someone will type in something like, they can type in like 1040. They can also type in like bookkeeping near me. They can type in accountant near me. They can talk about tax return near me. And you can actually pay Google money that as soon as someone types it in, you show up at the top of all those search results. So you're the first website they see. Now, that methodology does work very well because, like, you know, you're only getting after people who are a little bit more informed about the service you offer. So with that, there's an entire strategy around like search ads, right? There's what's called the top of the funnel and the bottom of the funnel. So imagine like everything's like a marketing funnel like this, right? So the top, there's like 100,000 people that are potentially interested in your service. At each level of this, so it could be like them learning about it. It could be about them like finding out different solutions. It could be like finding out different problems they have. It could be finding out like what are the different options. Each stage, there's less and less people are going to filter through. So you can target different stages to determine how fast someone who clicks on that is going to be towards buying from you. So if you find someone where it's like number one accountant in your city, your zip code that does this service, that is like a very, very like at the bottom, like very, very intent person who knows what they're looking for, knows the area they're searching for, is maybe looking for pricing, looking for specific services. That person might purchase within like a day. Whereas you get someone's like, what is an accountant? And you show up for that, that's going to be a lot of steps and a lot of education you have to take the person through. So that one probably would not be the best kind of search term, right? And we might do some videos on like search terms and like Google Ads in the future and a more like in-depth methodology. But that's one thing you can do. Again, these are more like intermediate to advanced things. Like once you have a lot more like certainty coming into the business. Next thing can be like LinkedIn ads, very similar like Facebook ads. They're just a little bit more expensive, right? LinkedIn tends to value their leads at a pretty high like kind of rate, which not necessarily saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, but you will have less competition because not as many people are advertising on LinkedIn as they would be on Facebook or Google. Next thing, there are industry-specific directories, like let's say like there's platforms like Upwork, Clutch, or even Thumbtack. Now, Upwork can be good if you have a higher level of skill set. If you're just offering like just basic bookkeeping, then you're competing with a huge amount of people. If you start offering more like CFO services, right, budgeting, right, trends analysis, then just really doing stuff like that, you're going to be able to stand out amongst like a lot of your peers. It's going to cause the people to start wanting to work. You can do like cost-based accounting as well. That's going to help you go and stand out, and that just makes things very, very easy. And Upwork's really only good if you have like a little bit of uniqueness. If you don't have uniqueness, you're not going to like make it work on Upwork. Thumbtack is kind of like you're buying leads. Now, if you're doing like tax, I kind of like doing Thumbtack for tax. I like it a little bit for bookkeeping, but at least in the beginning, I like doing it for tax because you can really start building up your savings account of like dollars that you want to reinvest. So it's like maybe you do a couple tax returns, maybe you can do personal, you can do business tax returns, doesn't really matter, but it's like it's a very easy arbitrage. You maybe pay like $14. Let's say that you're gonna get like $300 back for like just like a personal, state versus federal. So $300 divided by $14. Let's say to go and get 5 leads to get 1. Okay, 14 times 5 costs you $70 to go make $300. So it's $300 divided by 70. That's a 4.8x return. So you just keep multiplying your money until you have about anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000 that you can then deploy to go and get more recurring services using like other like advertising or whatnot. So it's all about like kind of building that momentum when you're doing ads, especially if you're doing like Thumbtack. So you start building confidence within that specific platform. Yeah, and like all this advertising stuff does not have to be that expensive. So when I was first getting started with ads, I thought I had to spend a lot of money because I just wanted as many leads as possible. But as you get better and better, you can actually turn down the amount of spend that you have and like still get great results. Now, again, like I only learned that because I just there's a lot of different things that kind of happen. Like at first I was spending like $6,000 a month every single month on like ads just to like get new people inside, which for some people it's like, you know, not a lot of money. For other people it's a lot of money. Like spending $6,000. Like I know a lot of people don't even make $6,000 a month in their business, right? But nowadays I'm able to spend like anywhere between like $300 to about $1,000 a month and still bring in anywhere between like $5,000 to $15,000. So it's like you don't really have to spend that much when you really get good at this stuff, especially if you're doing like high ticket monthly recurring. Like one of our students, he spends like about $10 per day on ads. He landed about like $1,500 per month client in about 2 weeks of doing those ads. So just really kind of depends. After that, you're going to want to learn how to start really positioning yourself as a go-to accountant. Whether you're doing the free methodologies or the paid methodologies, learning how to really stand out is going to be really good. So let's say you specialize in like a specific industry. That can help you stand out because then people are like, oh, this person only works with people like me. Now, that doesn't necessarily have to be true. Like in the local area, you can be taking everybody because you're going to get referrals. But online, especially if you're doing an ad campaign, niching down can be good. Next thing to position yourself as like, you know, the go-to person, learning how to showcase testimonials and case studies. Really sharing success stories from past clients is very good. Like if you're doing like, maybe you're doing like tax planning, you're helping people save money in taxes, keeping a live track and a live tally of how much you're saving people is extremely effective. Like it's so effective, okay? Because then people are like, oh, you know, well, can you help me? It's like, well, we've helped this much, we've done this much. And if you can use historical numbers to help them kind of extrapolate and have an implied future result, you're gonna get them to work with you a lot more consistently and at higher price points. Another thing you can do is you can start offering like free lead magnets. That can be anything like a PDF or webinar, a video training series that just shows people like, let's say for example, 5 tax saving strategies for small business owners. And then the people who are interested in that, they're going to basically say, okay, well, you know, I'm interested in this person has helped me understand this. And then they're going to keep reaching out to you for more and more questions over time. And then it's just about learning how to invite them to a call to where like once you decide they've got enough value and like you've hit like a certain stage in your messenger script or them knowing you or a certain question comes up, then learning how to invite them to a call is so effective because then you got them. They basically just want to work with you. Next thing is learning how to do content marketing for authority, really understanding valuable content on LinkedIn, YouTube, your website, Facebook. Now, I would really only do the content once, again, you've kind of built up that critical mass of people and that certainty that you can actually get it. Because if you have like Facebook and LinkedIn, right, and you aren't able to get anyone to sign up with you, that means you don't really know what to say in order to get people to work with you, right? So by you making content, it's just you doing more of the same. You're saying stuff that's just not resonating. But once you have clients, once you have people that are paying you, whatever you're saying is going to be in line with what they're actually thinking, what they want, the pains, their concerns, and their thought processes. And that's going to cause them to come to you at a much more consistent pace to actually want to work with you. So it's just much more effective. Cool. So the fastest way to get clients, I'm going to give you 3 specific ways to go and get clients. Number 1, direct outreach to warm leads. So messaging people who engage their posts. So let's say that you're on Facebook, right? You have a certain amount of business owners that are following you or are friends with you, or if you have a business page, they're following your page. From there, you're making posts that basically get them to say, hey, I want access to this free guide, I like what you're talking about, or you ask a question, you get them to like respond, like, or comment, right? Now, whoever likes and comments, you should be reaching out to them, thanking them for interacting with your post. From there, you need to learn how to start segueing the conversation towards them working with you. I personally like doing leading questions where it's like I'm leading them to admit they have a problem. Right, so it's like, yeah, man. So like, you know, a lot of clients I work with, you know, seem to have like a lot of like issues with cash flow. I mean, is that something that have you got the hang of it, or have you like really figured that out? If I'm gonna ask a question like that, I'm looking for them to say, no, I have not figured it out, and then from there, it's like, well, what's been the hardest part about it? Then I'm gonna invite them to a call. Very, very simple. It's all about getting to reply, getting to engage. Well, first is engage, then reply to your message, then ask the leading question, then invite to the call. Cool. And that's very, very simple process. Now, if you need to like learn how to make better content, or you just don't know what to say in Messenger, like it sounds easy when I say that, and like that is literally how easy it is. But sometimes like there's intermediate steps you might have to take, or you might not know how to respond if they kind of go off the script and they veer off of your particular script, right? Either way, we can really talk about how to do that, and like we give you scripts and we just basically walk you through what to do. I sit there and I look at your screen and say, hey, you need to be saying this instead. Next thing you can do is actually start creating live strategic partnerships, like partner with like lawyers, financial advisors. You can start sending you referrals. That can be very fast because they've already built the trust with the people. So as soon as they come to you, then it just makes things very, very simple, right? Awesome. So that is the video for today. Just really understanding your marketing outreach and like the marketing stuff that's there, and just really understand that all digital marketing is just learning how to expand the number of people who know you exist. So if you can do that, you're going to be able to go and reach your goals. Now, if you want some help doing any of the stuff we talked about inside this video today, if you want some help growing your business and really being able to kind of live a life of freedom and choice where you can control your income, you can control your growth, so that maybe you don't want to work as much, but you want to make the same amount of income, or maybe you want to be able to spend more time with your family without having to go into the office every single day. Either way, if you want some help doing this stuff, click the link inside the description above or below the video to book a call with myself to see if I can help you inside of our mentorship program, okay? I will talk to you soon. Have a good rest of your day.